Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, although this video is not going to be just Modern Warfare Remastered. There's actually going to be gameplay from a wide variety of games, and that's going to make sense the further on we get here in the video. Today I want to talk to you guys about top 10s, top 20s, top 5s, basically all the tops that you see here on the internet. And what actually sparked all of this was me misreading a tweet this afternoon. So the tweet in question is this tweet from the official Borderlands Twitter, which says, Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel named two of the best FPS games of all time by Games Radar. They then, of course, go ahead and link to the Games Radar article. As I was casually, half-awakedly scrolling through Twitter, I read this as Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel named the best FPS games of all time by Games Radar. And I thought to myself, that makes no sense at all. Borderlands is great. If you guys don't know, I am a huge fan of the Borderlands series. Like, I have, even on my Let's Play channel, I have like several hundred Borderlands videos. I've played through all of the Borderlands games extensively. I'm a big fan of the series. But I go over to this article because I want to see their reasoning, their justification for saying that Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel are the best shooter games of all time. You can maybe make an argument for Borderlands 2, but in my opinion, the pre-sequel wasn't even all that good. So I go over there and I quickly realized that I had made my mistake. I didn't read the tweet thoroughly. It's actually a top 25 list of their best FPS games of all time, according to the Games Radar staff. Now, the pre-sequel ranked 22 on this list. Borderlands 2 ranked at number 17, and then I start casually skipping through the entire thing, reading their choices and their reasonings and stuff like that, and I found, it was actually kind of funny to me, I found that Titanfall 2, they have ranked as the second best FPS game of all time, behind only Doom 2016, which they rank as the best first-person shooter game of all time. Now, this baffled me. How, I thought to myself, how can Doom 2016 be the best FPS game of all time? I then start making a bunch of tweets questioning this decision because honestly, I didn't think Doom was that good of a game. Like, I bought it on release, I played halfway through the campaign before I got bored, and I've never played it ever again. I think in total I have like 4 hours played on there. Yet to these people, it's the best FPS game of all time, even though it was not even in the top 6 best-selling shooter games of 2016. It then dawned on me, Nero, you're an idiot. This is exactly what all top 10 lists are, right? They are, most of them are just subjective nonsense. You know, Games Radar was not making a list of the top 25 best-selling shooter games of all time. They weren't making a list of the top 25 most awarded shooters of all time. They were making a list of what they believe to be the best FPS games of all time in order. And it's fine for me to have disagreed with them because that's what these things are designed to do. They are subjective, they are open to interpretation, and they are crafted on the foundation of opinion. And I think I now have a better understanding of why top 10s are so popular online. You see them everywhere. You see them in news articles, you see them in YouTube videos. They are absolutely everywhere online. And I think they're popular because of the way that they are set up. They are set up in a way that allows them to get out a lot of information very quickly. Oftentimes it's presented with like bullet points or facts and figures and stuff like that, but they're also presented in a way, and they're designed with speed in mind, right? Lots of information presented in a very fast-paced manner that's organized within ascending rankings of worst to best, or at least, 10 all the way up to 1, which typically 1 is going to be the very best. Top 10 lists can actually be factual. They can also be opinionated, like we saw with the Games Radar thing. It's just purely opinionated, but they can also be crafted by individuals, they can be crafted by groups, and they oftentimes express the opinions of those individuals or those groups of people. Like, I did a video a while back, which was the top 10 weapons that fans want to see return, and the reason why the video was interesting to so many people was it was a list that was actually put together by members of the Call of Duty community. It wasn't just me saying these are the guns that I want to have back. This is what a portion of the Call of Duty community, it was a poll which had several thousand votes on it. It was like several thousand members of the Call of Duty community participated in the poll. This is the results of that poll, right? That's what was interesting about that. And on the individual side of things, if you respect or are interested in somebody, then having them rank something for you, especially if it's something you're interested in, oftentimes that's going to make for an entertaining video. Like on my channel, if I make a top 10 list of my favorite guns in Call of Duty history, if you're a fan of NerosCinema, that sounds like an interesting video to you. Or at least it sounds like an interesting video to most of you. Or top 10 favorite favorite maps, top 10 favorite perks or prestige icons or whatever it is I'm doing, right? And of course, I've made a bunch of top 10 videos in the past. They are actually some of my favorite videos because the reason why I don't make so many of them is I spend a lot of time on them. Lots of time, lots of effort, lots of research, and I think to this day, my favorite video that I put together is my top 10 maps in Call of Duty history. And the reason why is, even though it was made in 2014 and it's definitely hasn't aged all that well, it's still one of my favorites because I spent a lot of time on it. I spent so much time researching. Like, one of the maps on that list, and here's a spoiler, is Wasteland. And instead of just being like, yeah, Wasteland's pretty good, I got a couple nukes on this map before, and it's pretty big, I like it. Instead of just being like that, I did discuss why I like it on a gameplay level, but I spent like 3 or 4 minutes discussing like the back history of the map and how it ties in with the Chernobyl incident and Pripyat and all the stuff from the Modern Warfare series, how it all kind of ties together on that map, going back to Modern Warfare 2 Spec Op missions and stuff like that, and talking about stuff from the Call of Duty 4 campaign, how it all ties together. I do a lot of research for these videos, which is why I don't make a ton of them. I want to make sure they're as good as I can possibly make them, and that's why they're some of my favorites that I've actually put together. But still, I think people find this stuff to be interesting for all the reasons I listed previously. You try to cram a lot of information into a very fast-paced video, and if it's somebody that you respect in the first place and you're going to respect that opinion, you want to see what they have to say, and of course you can like or disagree with their opinions and stuff like that. It causes a lot of conversation, which I think is pretty awesome. It goes back to, that Games Radar article. I was reading it, I'm like, Titanfall 2, huh? Second best FPS game of all time, huh? Ahead of everything else, right? Doom 2016, best one of all time. And they give their reasonings and stuff like that, but of course I disagree, and that's the whole point of these things. And if you really think about it, that makes for a pretty entertaining style of video, a very entertaining format. I think back in the day, I would consider top 10 videos to be junk food content, right? Stuff that doesn't really matter all that much. It's kind of clickbaity and stuff like that. But if you really think about it, it's a very interesting way to do a video. It's the same as any other style of video. It's just formatted in a very specific way that for some reason, I described a bunch of reasons, but I guess every person's reasonings are going to be different. For some reason, it's a very popular style of format. I mean, there's a reason why BuzzFeed has so many of these things out there for absolutely everything. They have ranked everything on in the entire world, I think, over there on their websites and with some of their videos and stuff like that, because it's a very entertaining format for one reason or another. I plan to make more of them, I think, in the future. I've already done a lot of them related to Call of Duty, of course, like top 10 best guns, best maps, best zombies maps, best camos, best prestige icons. I've even stretched into making like the worst maps, worst perks, and stuff like that. I think the next one I want to put together is going to be the top 10 best kill streaks in Call of Duty history. Now, I'm not going to give you guys like a time frame for that video or anything like that. It could be tomorrow. It could be in 3 months. I have no idea. I'm going to put it together. I want to write up a script. I want to do lots of research, have lots of clips and examples and editing. I want to have lots of stuff all thrown in there to make it a fun and entertaining video, because there's some of my favorite ones that I personally put together. And I don't know, man, like this afternoon, I misread a tweet. I got triggered by a top 25 list on the internet, and somehow that inspired this entire video. It's weird how all those things can just, all those dominoes can fall over and come out with this result. But ladies and gentlemen, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this subject down there in the comment section below. I personally think the top 10s are pretty awesome. They're pretty entertaining. Whether you agree or disagree with them, that's the whole point. That's what they're designed to do, is give an opinion most of the time, and it sparks a lot of discussion, and for some reason, that format is very, very popular, and I suppose it comes down to all of us. I'm sure there's some people out there that hate this style of a format. They think they're terrible. It's a terrible video format. They don't like it, but for me, it's like, it's entertaining. I like watching that stuff. Like, have you guys seen the 107 fact videos? I don't even know these people. I just watch them. Like, they have 107 facts about Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Borderlands 2. Like, I like watching that stuff. Like, again, lots of information, very fast-paced, all crammed together in a relatively short video. Like, these people get through 107 facts in, like, 15 minutes and stuff. So it's a weird style of video. I personally enjoy watching it, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on stuff like that down there in the comment section below. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all happy, wonderful day.